Plaintiff Rachel McDaniel was friends with the defendant, but she claims he lost all of his friends after he started using cocaine and meth. Rachel is suing her former friend for breach of contract. Defendant Ryan Bennett says Rachel has been bad-mouthing him to anyone who'll listen. But what she's neglecting to talk about is that she had sex with several of her boyfriend's friends. Ryan is countersuing for defamation of character.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
Well, Ryan and I met in 2016. We were good friends. We hung out at a bar with a lot of mutual friends as well. And around December 2017, Ryan Bennett got in a bad group with people. He lost all the mutual friends that we have together. He started doing cocaine and methamphetamines. And I kind of just stopped talking to him.
How do you know he was doing that?
That's not true, Your Honor.
Okay. How do you know?
I do have witness statements from his former boss, roommate, and a friend of his, Schaefer.
That's the only way you know?
Yeah, I have it right here saying that he has seen it, and
Gossip is the only way you know?
No, I have mutual friends who have seen it happen as well.
And they told you?
They did tell me.
That's gossip.
Yeah, it is.
How many folks gossiped about him?
3 people that I know who have told me they
You
have
got
seen
2
it
more.
happen.
If you find 2 more, it's true. Can you come up with 2 more anywhere? You got 1, that's 4. Now all we need is 1 more. Give it some thought. You got 1 more before it's true. At this time, it's not true. Ooh, you look nervous you're gonna find that 1. Ooh, you sure looking nervous over there. Go ahead. What else you want me to know other than folks spread rumors that he was on drugs? What else do you want to tell me?
Ryan was a good guy. We were good
But did
friends.
his finances change? I guess because you're suing him.
So Ryan and I moved into Citygate on July 2017, July 7th. And we had a lease for 1 year. We were each going to pay the amount for rent and split the utilities down the middle between the 2 of us.
How much was the rent?
So it was $1,900. So between the 2 of us, we should both be paying around $1,000.
And let me hear from you. You want to give me some background?
Yes, sir. Rachel has had plenty to say to me about me to my friends, my family, and now you. But what she probably hasn't said is how many of her boyfriend's homies she's been hopping on. Yeah, he probably doesn't know that, but before I digress, let me continue. Rachel's a trust fund baby, which means that she's had most, if not everything, given to her in her life. I know this. We worked at a restaurant together, and at this restaurant, I would often, when I would need help from my assistant GM, I would find her at the bar next door drinking. And this is a restaurant that her dad's business partner owned, so I believe that her credibility is about as good as her reliability.
Because her dad's partner owned a
Because
bar?
she got $20 an hour for drinking at the bar next door when she should have been growing the business.
It wasn't
and trying
20
to...
an hour, actually, but that's okay. You can tell my family, it's everyone that's not true.
And
Okay.
your family wealthy?
Yes, my dad started when he was 19, and he built his way up in working in company for over multiple years. He started in the mailroom, and now he worked his way up to
How about
CEO
you?
and president.
How about
Myself?
you? Mm-hmm.
So I work in restaurants. I graduated from Metropolitan State University with a degree in hospitality. I worked as
Where, in Denver?
Mm-hmm.
I went
It was
there
like the middle. You did.
for a summer.
It's a great school.
Summer
They have
reading.
11 like it in the country, that hospitality
Downtown.
program. Middle of downtown. It's a good program. But yeah, graduate from there. I worked as a server, a host, busser, and I worked my way up to becoming an assistant general manager.
Good.
But
All
I
right,
mean, I
working
have
your way
everything
up.
that shows for it to get where I got. I
Good.
did exactly what my dad did. I worked myself to get where
That's
I wanted
right.
to get.
Good. And sir, what else do you want me to know about your friendship with the plaintiff? Did you all end your friendship at some point? If so, why?
Back in January, I wasn't getting enough hours at work, and I had made arrangements to pay it, not with her, but with the actual
Before we talk
property
about
manager.
paying it, she said you strayed away from the friendship, from the friends that you all had.
That didn't happen until she found out that I fell behind and
Okay.
then blew
It was
up
all
the-
about this. It had nothing to do with them alleging you were getting high. You never heard any of that? Because that's what she says.
I smoked some weed, but I definitely didn't do any crystal meth.
All right. You said the rumors got back to you.
Oh yeah, the mainly the through my mutual friend, but I don't talk to most of my friends anymore because they think that I'm some sort of crackhead like
Why?
my family.
Why do they think that?
Because of her lies.
And that's what I'm asking you. And she told friends and family, right?
Yes.
And how long ago was that? Was that before or after the money issue?
So on February 10th, 2018, when we signed the resident release, roommate release agreement, after we left the meeting, they announced with glee that I was fired from my job, the job that would have paid them their money. And after getting fired from my job, I was told never to show my face there again, making it very convenient.
Why did they tell you they were firing you?
Oh, well, the Schaefer, the person that she has written her witness statement, was the bar manager and the unlawful tenant she had moved in there in her place.
Let me hear from you on the specifics of the lawsuit, the rooming situation.
So I do have right here, Ryan owes me $3,200. I can show this to you if you
Let's
want,
see it,
and we
please.
both agreed to it.
He moved out early or just
So,
didn't
like you
pay
said-
timely? What happened?
He signed a roommate release form on February 28th, and you'll see everything in there that he had to owe me $3,200 because we wrote a check for my half to be covered, his half to be covered, and then he never paid that back to me on February 28th when he was supposed to be out. He did move out the 28th, but I've never seen a dime since.
All right, let me hear from you, sir, on the defense and then your counterclaim.
Yes, sir. I did agree to pay Rachel McDaniel $3,200 at
Okay.
one point, but that was before.
Look, see, and this is that's what I like about rehab and recovery. In recovery, you start out with the truth. You can tell when a person is in recovery. So whatever she says, so I know you're not on crystal meth and coke
Thank you,
anymore.
sir.
And we're glad to see that you were able to turn your
Let
life
the record be
around.
known that I was
Turn your
never
life
on
around.
crystal meth.
Go ahead, sir. Tell me why don't you think you should pay and what your counterclaim is.
Rachel McDaniel ruined my life because she didn't get her $3,200 immediately.
You had agreed, and because you didn't give it to her immediately, what did she do?
She, I had a $3,200 loan secured with my family. Whatever she sent to my brothers in
I would say
Facebook
that's-
Let 'em
messages,
finish.
in the Facebook messages, she sent my brother. I have a letter from my witness testimony, which is my cousin Lydia, the one of 3 family members out of 12 I still talk to. And so, because basically, sorry, basically.
Take
Sorry.
your time, sir. No problem.
Because of those messages, my family told me to go to rehab when I came to collect the $3,200 that they had said that they would give me. But because I'm on crack and crystal meth or whatever the they're saying,
Watch your mouth, sir.
sorry, I'm whatever they were saying, I was apparently not the person or family member
How
they
did
had
all
known.
your family members believe her over you?
My family's traumatized from my mother's drug use. She ended up ending her life because of it, and because of that, they're traumatized. And the statements that Rachel and her boyfriend made are still affecting me today.
Okay, so you agree that you owe the $3,200, but your counterclaim is why you don't believe you owe, and your counterclaim is for defamation.
Yes, sir.
And I guess that's what you're telling me now, but you have to show me a little more. You said you have a statement from someone indicating that she defamed your name or told them that you were on drugs to hurt your reputation. Now, the defamation has to be knowingly making a false statement to hurt someone's reputation, and then it does indeed hurt their reputation. And the number one defense is truth. So if she's able to prove it's true or convince me that when she said it, she believed it to be the truth, then you don't win. Schaefer and Rachel would make defamatory statements about Ryan Bennett, which I felt were unfair, and even led to the loss of his job. The Facebook message that Rachel sent to Ryan's brothers caused unnecessary, and this is cousin of Ryan, caused unnecessary tension and embellished a concern in our family, which resulted in a decision not to lend Ryan the $3,200 and was perpetuated a negative narrative of family drama ever since. we are still trying to remedy the damage that was done to Ryan's relationship with his brothers and aunts. Another one, y'all announced with pleasure my jettison from 1515, which was one of my 3 jobs that would make 3,200 plausible. And they didn't get specific, sir, so I don't know what the rumors were or the defamation was. I don't even know what they're alleging it was.
As I said it, as they're saying it, they said it on national television that I was doing meth and coke.
Okay.
And so I think it's safe to
That's what they're
say
making reference
that that's
to?
what they're referring to.
Ma'am, what do you say to this?
Well, so I do have, if you would like to take a look at this, this is that
What is
character. It's what Schaefer wrote.
What is it?
What Schaefer Pennington wrote, his friend, of saying that he has physically seen Ryan
Let's see it,
doing the
please.
drugs. I do also have paperwork from his brothers saying, I'm so sorry you're having to go through that. This is ridiculous. Thank you for letting me know. I thought something was up because he has been asking for more money than usual. And then also goes to it, he's curious where the money that he's been lending him has been going, because I haven't seen any of it.
See it, please.
So I'm not sure where that money would be going if his brother's sending it to him.
And sir, it's your burden to prove that she defamed you, and her legal defense today is truth based on what your brother,
She
among other people.
lied to my brothers, and they didn't even talk to me. Like, I had to find out when I
Who are
asked
the
for
other two
3,200.
from? One is his brother.
So one is his brother, which is going to be Luke and Rob Bennett. This other paper is from Schaefer Pennington, who lived with us.
Okay.
Also his
Us,
friend,
he
and was
never
also
lived
his
there.
boss who fired him.
Yeah.
I had no reason
What
for
do you
him to
say
get
about
fired.
Schaefer?
Schaefer was an unlawful tenant. She pressured me to allow to live there because back in August, she thought she didn't have to fulfill her obligation to the lease. Because of the unlawful tenant, I thought that, you know, maybe I shouldn't fulfill my obligation to the lease either. And to the point where now I don't have my connections. I had to switch industries. I now have owned my own business in construction, but yeah, I'm not in the restaurant
All right.
industry anymore.
Well, fact is, you admit that you have not paid $3,200 that you agreed to pay. Your only defense is that she defamed you, and that's why you shouldn't have to pay.
She ruined every
That is
chance I had,
That is
Your
also
Honor.
your counterclaim, and you have the burden of proving them. You haven't met your burden of proving by a preponderance of evidence, and that is more likely than not that she defamed you. You haven't proven it. So your judgment, $3,200, which we know he is admitted to owing. Have a good day. Yours dismissed.
Well, he got off easy because he owes a lot more than that for stress and other.
Oh,
Leave it.
you need to watch out for your girl and your friends. How about that?
I hope the best for Ryan. That's all.